Tank and Ryan.
Good fight.
Yeah, who wins? What do you think wins?
You gotta think Tank, but
Tank Davis, a lot of people say he reminds you of them. Does he remind you of yourself?
I don't know. Maybe just getting in trouble with the law. Other than that, no.
Iron Mike Tyson is now part of the many people who have criticized the fight between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. The fight, which took place on March 1st, has become the most talked about and controversial boxing match of 2025. Many boxing experts, who see themselves as protectors of the sport, have spoken out against the judges, the referee, and the boxing organization in charge.
Scorecards. Judge at the ringside, Eric Marlinski scores it on 115 to 113 in favor of Gervonta Davis. Judges Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both scored about 114 to 114, even a draw. The decision is a majority draw.
Mike Tyson had a problem with the judges, saying they could have done a better job. He also criticized the referee, Steve Willis, saying he was too confused to handle important boxing matches. Tyson questioned why Willis stopped counting after starting it earlier. His criticism then grew stronger towards the World Boxing Association and the New York State Athletic Commission. Tyson felt they could have changed the judge's decision but didn't, which made him think there was corruption involved. He said this situation showed how badly boxing is being managed, with people in charge who aren't capable and are making things worse.
I think Tank, but I think it'll be a good fight.
Yeah, does he go all 12 rounds?
Huh?
Does he go all 12
I
rounds?
think so 12. But he could without it.
Yeah.
Gervonta Tank Davis caused a lot of destruction in the ring, but his power faded at the Barclays Center on Saturday night when Lamont Roach Jr. fought through the challenges and ended up with a majority draw. Nobody likes a draw. I feel like if we fight again, I could do more, Davis said at his post-fight press conference. That was on me. I didn't pick it up like I should have. I could have done more. Definitely could have done more. I'll be back in the gym in a week. It's my fault. The unexpected result happened on a night full of surprising moments.
Oh, that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leading well, and he took a knee. He took a knee. That's a generous call from Roach. Did he not take a knee? He took the knee. That's right. Oh, here comes Davis. Davis exploding. And Roach took the shots and fired back some of his own. Short left hand from Roach. Counter right hand lands by
Davis, who has 30 knockouts, wasn't able to hurt Roach with his usual powerful punches. Instead, it was Roach's punches that pushed Davis back, and Davis even seemed to take a knee after a body shot early in the 9th round. However, the referee, Steve Willis, didn't call it a knockdown. Instead, he let Davis go to his corner and wipe his face with a big white towel. After the fight, Davis explained that he was struggling with a chemical from his hair getting into his eye, which his co-trainer Calvin Ford called hoe juice, and he needed to treat the pain. I wrapped water over it today, but it wasn't enough, Davis said. By not calling it a knockdown, Willis helped Davis save important points, which made a big difference in the final score.
What was going through your mind when you heard the decision?
Nobody like a draw, you know, from a guy that get knockouts and things like that, but it's cool. I feel like if we fight again, I could do more, and I should have did more. I was lost in I lost track in the rounds. That's why we need, what is it called? Yeah, man.
After the fight, Davis said he thought he did enough to win on the scorecards. However, only Judge Eric Marlinski gave him a 115-113 score. Veteran judges Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both scored the fight 114-114. Feldman and Marlinski each scored the controversial 9th round as a 10-8 round for Davis. If taking a knee had been counted as a knockdown, Roach would have won that round 10-8. which could have changed the outcome and made him both the WBA lightweight and super featherweight champion. Roach said, "Honestly, I thought I should have won without that, but the rules say if you take a knee, that's a knockdown. If it counted, I would have won the fight." He also mentioned, "He started counting. Did you see me tell Willis to keep counting? He stopped. I don't know why." As the fight moved into the later rounds, Roach said Davis, who was the hometown favorite, told him, "You ain't going to get the win. They ain't going to give it to you."
I didn't know what round it was. Facts.
Tank, Eric Blum from DailyMail.com. First off, your coaches say, can you confirm, did you get your hair done 2 days before the fight?
Yeah. I ran water over it today, but I must ain't do it enough.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring?
As soon as I heard the 114 score, I knew I wasn't going to win, Roach said, after taking punches that had once staggered him and another time jarred him. Despite the tough fight, Davis, who grew up with Roach as an amateur rival, told him, "Good fight. There was mutual respect for each other's skills." "It takes a nut to get in there for 12 rounds, Roach said. "It was a close, skillful fight," said Davis's co-trainer Barry Hunter, who pointed out that the fighters were familiar with each other and Davis wasn't fully focused, which led to the draw. "We always knew Lamont Roach was not an easy fight," Hunter added. Davis believed he had done enough to keep his perfect record intact.
Was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on?
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning. And you know, like, you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than, you know. But I didn't really know that you can, like, get disqualified for all that. Or, like, when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
Do you want that rematch next? And if so, how likely?
"I was hitting him with lots of shots and breaking him down," Davis said about the later rounds when he swept the final 4 rounds on Weisfeld's scorecard and won 2 of the last 3 on Feldman and Marlinski's cards. "Hopefully, we'll run it back. Let's do it again." Roach's performance won over the record crowd of 19,250, packing the venue to the point where it became the second highest grossing event in Barclays Center history, only behind a Rolling Stones concert in 2012. Davis needed a win to set up a big American showdown with fellow 3-division champion and WBC lightweight title holder Shakur Stevenson. Instead, Davis found himself explaining the grease in his eye as the crowd's jeering surprised him. He took off the New York Yankees hat he had worn to show a connection with the fans. The crowd's support turned to Roach, who outlanded Davis in total punches, 112 to 103, and also had more jabs, 25 to 10.
Where to see that fight happen again this year?
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
"I thought I won, but we can run it back," Roach said. "I did enough to win against a very skilled boxer. I've got the skills to pay the bills. I can't wait to do it again. I knew I had what it takes. I know I have a chin. I know I can take a punch. I ain't going out like that. Once I took his best shot, I knew I'd be okay." After hinting before the fight that he might need a long break, even considering retirement, Davis told his coaches he wanted a rematch and planned to get back in the gym right away. "It'll add fuel to the fire," Davis said. "I'm getting back in the gym in a week. I've got at least 4 fights left in me." He also added that the rematch might not happen this year, suggesting he may fight someone else first.
I just so happen to be a boxing fan that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long will it take?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's going to be soon. I'm hoping it's going to be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July for sure.
Roach's father and trainer, Lamont Roach Sr., told his son. Before the fight, go out there and be great. When it was over, he turned to his son and told him how proud he was, saying words couldn't explain it. Talking about Gervonta Davis and Mike Tyson, boxing legend Roy Jones Jr., who had an exhibition match against Tyson in 2020, believes Davis is the most entertaining boxer of them all, even after his draw with Lamont Roach. Jones even compared Davis to Tyson, saying he's very powerful and that anything can happen at any time inside or outside the ring. He called Tank a modern-day Mike Tyson. However, Davis believes his fighting style is very different from Tyson's. In an interview on YouTuber Funny Marco's show, Open Thoughts, Davis was asked if he felt like a mini Mike Tyson during his fights. His reply was simply, no. This intrigued Marco, who then asked Davis to explain the difference between their styles.
Tank want a rematch. Let me know now. Do you want to fight Tank again? He said he's going to do a rematch. Do you want to fight Tank?
100%. It's only a matter of time. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight again. It's just whenever the fight gonna happen.
So it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Okay. They said he wanted in New York again. Do you want to fight again in the Barclays Center?
I wouldn't mind, but I'd love for it to be in DC.
Okay.
I'd love for it to be in DC.
Davis responded by saying that he sees himself as a boxer puncher, while Tyson was a brawler. So their styles are completely different, at least in terms of terminology. Marco then asked if Davis thinks he can knock out opponents faster than Tyson. Davis explained, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying Mike Tyson has power and skills. I feel like I have the whole package. I have what Tyson doesn't have, you know? I think so. On the other hand, Tyson himself believes there are some similarities in how both of them throw punches. In an interview with TMZ, Tyson was asked about the comparisons between him and Davis. He agreed with the statements and talked about how Tank's punching technique is similar to his own style. He said, for him and me, our strength and balance on the ground, as I said before, help us shoot forward like a bow and arrow, and the force is unstoppable. During the Davis versus Garcia fight, Tyson stood in Garcia's corner. But after the 7th round, knockout. Tyson admitted that Davis has become the new face of boxing as he defeated Garcia. Now, fans will definitely be interested in Davis's next fight, making him one of the biggest names in the sport.
And he had some good qualities, and he did some really good stuff. But the stuff that he did that I remember to me, I don't think people even picked up on it.
Like what kind of stuff?
Just the way he moved his head.
Yeah.
People don't know quite much.
Yeah, what was that about? You were always doing that.
Know what had happened when I had fought Bone Crusher Smith. He had hit me, and the next thing I know, I don't know how to crick him. I couldn't stop. My neck was messed up, so I had to go and a chiropractor. I don't know what the heck was wrong with it.
Despite many different opinions on the same topic, no one can deny that Gervonta Tank Davis definitely has the potential to make history. Recently, Davis has been more direct in responding to comparisons between him and the baddest man on the planet. Often willing to give away the opening rounds, the powerful puncher from Baltimore finds his opponent's weaknesses before unleashing. A punch so strong that it's been said to knock out heavyweights in sparring. Even though there is a big difference in weight divisions between them, Davis's power is often compared to that of Iron Mike Tyson. Tyson, known as Kid Dynamite, in his early days became the youngest ever heavyweight world champion. He won his first 19 bouts by knockout and stayed undefeated with 37 wins before being upset by James Buster Douglas.
I like to go with Tank. Everyone's gonna go with Tank, It would be a very interesting fight. Shakur takes a good shot, though. He's a specialist. That's why some fights that he doesn't look good in, because he's so superior. He is boring watching sometimes. But he's a specialist. He knows what he's doing. He's hard to beat. To bring out the best in Shakur, you gotta pressure him like Tank. Tank will bring out the best of him, and we'll see a great fight. Tank is just a monster.
When asked about the comparison to Tank, Tyson said, I don't know, maybe just getting in trouble with the law. Other than that, no. Tank agreed with Tyson's comments on social media and added his own twist, saying, I agree, but I have more skills.
So, what do you think about people comparing Tank Davis to you? What do you think about that?
Tank's a great fighter.
You think he's a great fighter? What do you think about him comparing to you? You're a legend, my friend.
Davis is set to return to the ring on March 1st to defend his WBA lightweight world title against Lamont Roach Jr. At the press conference announcing the fight, he shocked boxing fans by revealing he would retire at the end of 2025. Tyson, who recently came out of his own 15-year retirement to face YouTuber-turned-boxer Jake Paul, lost over 8 rounds in a disappointing fight. After the fight, Davis threatened to step into the ring with Paul himself to avenge Tyson's defeat.
I think Gervonta Davis is probably the greatest fighter around now, but he's got a tough fight coming up. You know, he's the top dog, there's no doubt about it. He showed that. First, I thought Tank was just going to beat him in like 5 or 6 rounds. I don't know. We have to see now. I got caught up with the hype.
Jake Paul and Mike Tyson squared off in Arlington, Texas, in what was dubbed the fight of the decade in boxing. However, the bout fell below expectations. While it went the full 8 rounds, Paul defeated Tyson relatively easily in front of over 70,000 people at the Dallas Cowboys' home stadium. Since the fight's conclusion, many in the boxing community, including Gervonta Tank Davis, have commented on the optics of the bout, where 27-year-old former YouTuber Paul toyed with the 58-year-old Tyson, a former heavyweight champion with a legendary status in the sport. Tyson looked uncomfortable in the ring during his first professional fight in 19 years. Tyson has long been a hero to aspiring champions in boxing, including Gervonta Davis, the World Boxing Association lightweight title holder. Davis is one of the most feared fighters in the sport, with punches that land like knives, and his words can sting too.
He said, "You will forever be a legend, whether you like it or not. There will never be another one, and I understand you so well. All this don't mean nothing."
Who told Mike Tyson to fight anyway? Davis asked, rhetorically, in a recent interview. "Yeah, the fight tarnished Tyson's legacy. It definitely did for some money," he added. To Davis, the reported $20 million payout for Tyson was small compared to the sentimental value and nostalgia. Tied to Tyson's prime, when he dominated boxing throughout the 1980s, before a rape conviction sent him to prison in 1992. Despite that conviction, even Davis has cited Tyson as a major influence, especially his ferocity in the ring, with a 37-0 record between 1985 and 1989. But for Tyson, the money was worth it, especially after a May medical emergency caused significant weight loss and required 8 blood transfusions. Tyson's reputation in the present may have taken a small hit, but it doesn't seem like something time won't heal.
Tank, you voluntarily took a knee midway through this fight. It was not ruled a knockdown. What happened?
I just got my hair done 2 days ago, and she put grease in my shit, so the shit was like, you know, like when you sweating and things like that, and the grease come in my face, it hurt my eyes type shit. Now, why y'all going like I'm saying bullshit? Like, this is real facts. Come on, man. Look at my hair. I just got my shit done. Well, you're cool, man. You know how
For Gervonta Tank Davis, he's preparing for a rematch with a fighter who has now become his toughest rival since the start of his career. In this rematch, Tank Davis aims to show the entire boxing world that his performance against Lamont Roach was just an off night and not a true reflection of who he is or what his career is all about.
Following the Tyson fight, tell us, exactly why expound on that.
Why wouldn't you even want to fight him? And who told Mike Tyson to fight anyway?
Do you think that it might have tarnished Mike's legacy in a way?
Yeah, they did. They definitely did.
In his press conference, right. After the fight, Gervonta Tank Davis apologized to his fans and promised to get back into the gym almost immediately to begin preparing for the rematch. One thing we can all agree on is that Tank's retirement plans aren't going as expected. He probably had a rematch with Ryan Garcia, a fight with Vasyl Lomachenko, and a possible exhibition match against Jake Paul in mind. Unfortunately, all of these plans now have to be put on hold for his rematch with Lamont Roach.
I could have stopped him. It's me. Definitely my fault. It's all right. You know what I mean? You live and you learn. I definitely could have. That was on me too. That was on me for sure.
Tank Davis mentioned the chances of his retirement later this year are very low, considering how the year is unfolding. On the other hand, Lamont Roach has a sense of revenge in the mix. While he didn't get the win officially, he was robbed of the biggest victory of his career on the biggest night. However, he can still be proud of himself, as he achieved something that 30 other lightweight fighters couldn't. defeat Tank Davis. These fighters were more prominent and well-known, like Hector Garcia, Ryan Garcia, Isaac Cruz, and Gamboa, all of whom failed to stop Davis's undefeated streak.
I didn't pick it up when I was supposed to pick it up, and I could have definitely did more. Just a lot going on, but again, it was myself, but gotta go to the gym and, get back to the drawing board.
Lamont Roach came out of nowhere and temporarily stopped Tank Davis's undefeated streak. Now, he has the chance to make it permanent and prove that his previous performance wasn't a fluke, but a true reflection of his boxing ability. Roach believes he has everything it takes to fight Davis again and emerge victorious. He'll be looking to turn his draw into a win this time with a sense of revenge in mind, especially since he and Davis fought twice in the amateurs, and Roach felt he was robbed in one of those fights. The desire to get back at Davis for that past robbery must be fueling him, and he'll need that same motivation to be victorious this time around. That's all for now. For the best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our quality content. Until next time, peace.